welcome everyone to the weekly reset. I am so glad you're here. Whether you're one of our coaches, a client, a friend, or part of our community, or simply just checking us out for the first time, I want you to know that you're welcome. I'm Summer Morenz, and I'm excited to be your host tonight. Just so you know, each week we gather for one simple purpose: to hit reset. It's a chance to refocus on our metabolic health, renew our mindset, celebrate progress, and learn something practical to step into each week with purpose. No matter where you are on your journey, there's a seat for you here. So let's jump in and make this week our best yet. Welcome, you guys. So glad to have you in the chat right now. I want you to tell us where you're at in your journey. Is this your first time being on this call, or have you been on ones in the past? If we haven't met yet, I've been coaching for 12 years. And tonight we're going to dive into a little bit about our trilogy, which is coaching and community, because transformation happens differently when you don't have to do it alone. Our science, protocols, and products, because understanding why behind what we're doing and having the right tools to support your progress matters a lot. And the habits of health system, because lasting transformation happens when we learn how to turn healthy choices into habits that become part of your everyday lives. And tonight, I'm excited for our guests, and I can't wait to introduce you to Natalie and Frank Marisola. Their story is a beautiful example about how personal health transformation can become so much bigger than you ever imagined possible. It impacted their family, their time, their purpose, and ultimately the lives of the people they get to help. So let's jump in, because I think you're going to walk away tonight with a whole new perspective on what's possible when you put all of these pieces together. Natalie and Frank, welcome to the weekly reset. So glad to have you.
Thank you for having us, Summer. We're so excited to be here.
Guys, I just love you and love your hearts and your story, but I would love for you to give the audience just a little history on your own personal health story. Like, what brought you to this program and what made you decide that you wanted to help others as well?
Sure, I love this question. So we've been here almost 8 years. I decided to do this program after I had my third baby. And I was the woman who knew what to do, how to do it. I didn't need assistance. I needed assistance. And this program changed my relationship with life, with food, with my relationship with my husband. It metabolically changed me. And then it infiltrated him, where he decided to come along, and it transformed us. And I think during that, we had so much fun together because, listen, your environment is everything. So we transformed together. And I think we leaned into the coaching aspect when we saw that there were so many other people that needed this around us. And we were just, full of, I think, passion and gratefulness. And we wanted to be able to steward that to our families. And that's where it started. And then it just became our passion project.
Yeah, I can tell you really simply why I got on the program. I'll never forget it. Natalie started, I was like, I can do this on my own. I don't need this. And I think it was like 2 weeks into the program. I walked in the door from work and she was like super hot. I'm like, what is hot? Like, she just looked amazing. She had all this energy, like her mood was different. And I'm like, whatever you're doing, like, you can't do this without me. Like, I can't let you, enjoy all the benefit. Like, I got to get on this program. And that was literally how I started. And yeah, it transformed our health. For me, it was, prior to the program, I dealt with a lot of just self-doubt, lack of confidence, anxiety, depression, and it really got me back to the person that I always used to be, that got lost in life, in career, in kids. And I'm forever grateful for it. And now we get to help other people feel the same way.
I love that. Real quick, I want to show that slide again of you guys and your transformation. If it didn't come up earlier, I didn't see it. But I mean, guys, look at this picture. How incredible, you two. Congratulations. I mean, look at that. We've got fireworks. I love it. What made you decide, I'm just going to kind of dive into this a little bit, to go to this level in your health? Because this is next level. This is pretty amazing.
Well, I think it was we went through a fine, and as we always tell our clients, standing still, we're never finished. And if you feel like you're finished, you're going to go backwards.
Yeah.
So it's always choosing the next goal. How are you going to evolve in the next 6 to 12 months? And it's something that Frank and I take very seriously. And we always have. We've always continued to have some level of growth each year. And when we were done with the refine stage, Frank's been training his entire life, but I was like, I'm turning 40 and I really need to work on my lean muscle mass because muscle is the muscle of longevity. And so we started to train. And then we're part of this 3.0 group that called a lot of coaches higher. I mean, Frank, like, what are we going to do?
Now what?
Like, what's the next best option? He's like, we got to compete. And I'm like, Frank, I'll never compete. And he's like, we got to compete. And we hold our word. And it was the hardest, but the most transformational thing I think we've ever done
It
in our
definitely
entire
is.
life. And I love putting ourselves in hard places because it allows us to have empathy for the people that we
Yeah.
coach. And we're always climbing a mountain with our clients. And that's something really special to us.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, guys. I love it because what you said is so key. We're always challenging ourselves to move to the next level. And if you're here and you've just started the movement to step one, just know we all had a step one at one point. This is like step 3,522. So congratulations on taking that step, you guys. We know, what is the power of having a coach when you're trying to change your health and your life? Like, what can a coach in a community provide that you simply can't get from trying to do it on your own? I mean, Frank, you were talking about that a little bit in your story. Could you expand on that just a little bit more?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
That was,
sure. I think the biggest power of coaching is that information alone doesn't create transformation, right? We can send people the fuelings, we can send them the guide, but that's not what creates transformation. Most people already know what to do and what they should be doing. They eat better, drink water, get more movement, eat your protein. The problem isn't always knowing what to do. The problem is doing it consistently when life gets busy.
right.
And that's where a coach changes everything. A coach gives you accountability. But even bigger than that, a good coach helps you see the things that you can't see in yourself.
100%.
When
That's
someone
good.
has a tough day, right? When you get off track, when there's a natural reaction to, I blew it, I need to start over on Monday. There's a completely different mindset. And then the community. I mean, the community that you get surrounded with here by the people working towards the same goal, you don't find that anywhere else.
No.
You truly don't. And you start to realize you're not the only person that's dealing with stressors, that's dealing with metabolic dysfunction, travel, work, we're all human beings. We're all going through this together and we're just people helping people. That's truly what it is. Right. So I kind of say like, healed people heal people. And
Yeah.
that's just kind of like, like if you somehow heal through this refine and through the reset and all the things in your mindset and your heart, like go heal another human being, right? Because I'll tell you, when I came into this business, I was like, I don't need a coach. I don't need community. I just give me the tools. And I don't know where I would be in life without this community and without a coach. I truly don't, because on the days where you get fatigued, on the days that you're in an environment that brings you down a rabbit hole, on the days that you're like, you know what, like I'm at a 12 visceral, I'm good here. Your coach is going to knock on your door and say, no, we're not good here. And here's why. Right. And after that conversation, like you get life breathed back into you and you're ready to go again. And I actually just had a conversation with a client tonight. She's like, that's why I love you. Like I needed this conversation. But if we just handed you a guidebook and said, good luck, she would have been gone months ago, right? Because we're our own worst enemies sometimes. So the coaching component of this program is gold standard. The community of this program, you have to lean into it because it is going to change your life.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Frank, did you want to add anything?
No, I just think, the biggest thing that Nat said she touched on, and I'll elaborate, is as coaches, it's not about explaining a lean and green to somebody, right? It's not about talking about condiments. You can get that in the guidebook. You can get that in the app, right? Coaches are here to walk people through the tough times, right? When you need a human voice and a heartbeat, somebody who's been through it before. And it kind of leads back to why we challenge ourselves with the competition, because we're constantly asking our clients to do hard things, and we want to be doing hard things with them. And I think just as coaches, that's the thing that makes the difference between our program. One of the things I should say is that we have, not only do we have coaches who care and love people, but we have coaches who have gone through the same things, the same struggles, the same challenges that their clients have gone through. So we have that empathy. That's the difference.
You're helping them build belief in themselves again.
Yeah,
Right. So you don't there's nowhere else you can find that.
it's so
There's
true.
truly like no amount of dollar amount you could put on that human to human connection, right? People need people.
Yeah, I mean, we build amazing friendships with our clients, right? They're like, with some of my clients have become like family,
Yeah.
and oftentimes we'll be talking about a metabolic reset, but they're going through something in their life that is completely unrelated. And we're there to talk with them, just to be an ear to listen. And it goes so much deeper than just following the 5-in-1.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because I know that about you too. I know that about this community. And you guys are in New York, I'm in Arizona, and I feel like I've known you forever and we don't really get that much time together. But that's just what makes this so special and different. But guess what, guys? If you want to get in a room, we have metabolic resets popping up all over the place. We have Dallas, Texas just happened. We have Long Island coming up, Portland, Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, the list goes on. And in the chat, we're going to put the link for you to check out one of those metabolic reset summits, but they're coming close to you. I know I have people booking tickets to go to ones that are by them. It's super exciting, you guys. And I know you guys are going to be speaking at the Long Island, New York one. That's so exciting.
I mean, if you're in the area, we have people even like that are on Long Island, but they're on the west side and they're getting rooms just to kind of be in that room because the speakers and the information over those 2 days that are going to be spoken in those rooms. We have a morning workout on Saturday morning. I mean, it's just going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think we're about like 75% full. So if you want to go or you had no idea, grab that link, book your spot, get there. We would love to meet you guys and it's going to be incredible.
I love that. The first time I got in a room, I really didn't quite believe the power of this community. And then I left that room a different person and was like, wow, these people are legit.
Yeah.
Like they're what you see is what you get. And I love that about our community. Okay, so I want to go to the noise that you hear in the health and wellness world. I mean, we've had like everything out there saying that this is the thing. But what made you guys believe in the science and protocol behind Trilivy?
Yeah.
And what did you think makes this approach different for others out there? That this is way more. It's the one that works. Just let's put it out there. This is the one that works. What made you think that?
Well, listen, you can't argue with science, even if you tried, right? But the thing is this, there's more information about health available today than ever before, but somehow people are more confused than ever, right? We see this every day, whether it's keto, fasting, carnivore, calories, macros, GLP-1s, every week someone's telling you something different. So for me, what matters is getting beyond the noise, right? And asking like, what's actually happening metabolically? Like that's the key here. And that's the science of our program. I've learned that the number on the scale is just one piece of the story. And that's something that we try to mentor our clients with. everybody is fascinated and infatuated with the number on the scale when it goes so much more than that, right? So as coaches, we're looking at visceral fat, we're looking at muscle, protein intake, blood sugar stabilization, hunger, sleep, all the things, right? And that's all backed in science. And that's why I love our program, because we can go out there and we can get behind something that has proven results, right? Not just that we've seen in our own personal lives or even with our clients, but we've have it clinical. We've got the clinical proof. Anybody can create a calorie deficit to make the scale move, right? But if you're losing a significant amount of muscle mass, seeing the number on the scale going down is doing nothing for you. In fact, a lot of people that go through other programs that don't have science behind them, where they're just eating less and losing weight, a lot of times they leave those programs worse off than they were when they started, right? They've got a lot less muscle mass. Their resting metabolic rate has been lowered. And metabolically, they are no better than they were when they started. So what attracted me to our program is that there's structure. We have a clinically tested protocol, and there's a system behind it, right? But the biggest thing about what we have here is we have a program rooted in science that is supported by a bunch of amazing coaches who really care and love people. We've got structure around nutrition, and we've got education. And the biggest thing I think that Dr. A created so long ago is the habits. When you leave our program, not only have you gone through a scientific, clinically proven metabolic reset where you leave a healthier version of you. Yes, the scale has gone down, but your visceral fat is down, your body fat is down, your skeletal muscle is preserved, right? But you've created and learned so many amazing habits. And truly, 8 years since we've done this program, we carry literally every habit that we learned 8 years ago. We still, to this day, guys, we eat every 2 to 3 hours, 6 times a day. We're constantly focused on our water intake, healthy movement, constantly working on our mindset, because we're not invincible. It's easy for people to look at the picture from when we competed and think like, you guys just have it all figured out. It's easy for you. We're constantly working on ourselves. But having a program that's backed in science there's nothing more that you can say. Like I said, you can't argue with science, right? You follow the program works.
It's so true. It's so interesting how even I've been coaching for 12 years now. In the last probably 3 to 4 years, we've really been shifting our focus on beyond the scale, beyond that number. And man, that has changed so much for me, because when I saw that scale after working out go up, I'd freak out and be like, oh no, and like back off my workouts because I was scared for that number to go up. But now that I get to see my body fat percentage go down, even though the scale number might be going up, it shifts your whole focus. And I love that we have that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so huge. Okay, so products can help us get started, but habits are really what create lasting change. So, what is the one habit that has made the biggest difference in your life? And how do you keep your clients making those habits stick? How do you help them make them stick?
So I would think the biggest habit for us was planning. And I'm not talking like meal prep on a Sunday with containers, because nobody has time for that.
Right.
I'm talking about we have 3 young boys, and life is chaotic, right? So still to this day, 8 years later, it's not like I get to dinner time and it's what's for dinner. Like before I go to bed, it's okay, like what's defrosted, right? Like what's going to be our protein? If we're headed to the beach and we know that there's just going to be concession stand food, it's like, okay, we're leaving for the beach at 5, we're going to eat at 4. It's just about planning. Always having a bag when we go out, right? Like still having our waters in our bag. We still buy the Trilivy fuelings because I can't have like yogurt and berries on the football field. So I grab the nutrition that I know has the receipts metabolically for our bodies, right? And I have that on the football field. So I think it's planning is one of the biggest habits. And that's what I've really worked with my clients, because whether it be travel or chaos when they're with their kids going back to school or with sports, or that's the biggest thing for moms. that's where they get caught in the crossfire because they wear mom as a badge of honor and they forget about
Yeah.
themselves. So that's when they're eating off the plate of the mac and cheese and the chicken nuggets. So it's like, how are you going to plan? How are you going to put your own oxygen mask on? And we create really simple ways to do that. I have them go out and buy a cute little bag. I'm like, oh, we don't got diaper bags anymore, but you're going to have a little diaper bag for yourself because when you go out, you're going to have your bag with your waters and your fuel, and you're going to pack more than you need because you may be out for an extended period of time. And what happens if we don't have that toolbox, right? Like then it's going to the fast food. It's reverting back to old habits that unfortunately got us metabolically just, having metabolic dysfunction. So I think planning has been huge,
Yeah.
especially for us and our clients that have families that are just living in the thick of it right
Yeah,
now.
the number one, believe it or not, the number one struggle that a lot of my clients have and have always had, and I started now when I launched them and they start, this is already talked about, is they would run out the door to work because chaos was ensuing and forget their fuelings, right? Or they're going to run to Home Depot and they end up getting a flat tire, right? So all my clients now are told day one, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take 5 fuelings. You're going to have a stash at work in your drawer. You're going to forget they're there. You're going to take 5 fuelings that don't melt, right? Especially if we're in the summer, and you're going to put those in your dash in the glove compartment of your car. You're going to forget they're there. But if you get jammed up, you run out the house, you forget your fuelings, you get stuck out longer than 2, 3 hours like you thought, you have something there. And again, that's just one facet of planning, but it makes a huge difference for people.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds so simple, but at the end of the day, like it really just creates and eliminates bad decision making.
Yeah, for sure.
So true. So true. I'm a mom of 3 boys too.
Mm.
And I feel that like to the depths of my core. And with school coming up and all the things happening, structure's your friend. Leaning into that structure is key. And I will also tell you, it is super important that you're prepared. You never know what's going to happen. And just like Natalie said, I mean, if you don't have a plan, you'll fail. Like go in with a plan. So the last question is becoming a coach can impact so many more than just your own health. Looking back at your journey, how has becoming a coach changed your family and your life and the way that you see what's possible for others and yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the part that means the most to me, at least, and I'm sure Natalie too, because coaching became so much bigger than I ever expected. When I started my journey, I was focused on changing me, and that's where most of us start. But you realize really quickly that your decisions don't only affect you, right? The things we do, good or bad, your family's watching, right? It's monkey see, monkey do. And your kids are watching. They're watching how you prioritize your health, how you take care of yourself, how you handle adversity, whether you keep commitments, all those things. They're watching. So Natalie and I, we get to do this together, and that's made it even more meaningful, I think, for our children to be able to watch. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, my son, I have a 16-year-old, he plays football. He just got done from practice, came in, took out, listen, we all know, at least I can think back to me at 16. If I came in from a long day, I was tired, I'm grabbing like Doritos, Oreo, whatever was in the cabinet, right? I mean, that stuff's not here. But you know what he did? He came in, he took the ahi tuna that was made for dinner out, he put it on the food scale, he weighed it out, he logged it, he made himself some rice. I mean, like, he's not infatuated with food, but he's knowledgeable, right?
Yeah.
And that came from us, and I'm proud to say it. And I'm going to take credit for that, along with
You
Nat.
take credit.
No, along with Nat. But I'm saying, like, I have no problem taking credit for those things because I know that our children will be better served than at least we were. Growing up, it was not like that in my house. And that's something that I don't take lightly. But I'd be leaving out a huge part if I didn't talk about what coaching's done for our family financially as well. We get paid insane amounts of money to help people. Sometimes it doesn't feel real, and sometimes it doesn't even feel right. When that check comes in, I'm like, we got paid this to help people, like things I would really do for free. Um, it's an amazing thing, and it's blessed our family in a million different ways. And lastly, being able to coach, we coach from the football field, poolside, from Mexico at the beach, and it's just given us a ton of time with our family. We're at every sporting event, every school concert, every doctor's appointment. So yeah, becoming a coach changed my life, but it changed my family's life as well.
I love it, guys. I just think, where would your family be if you didn't choose to coach? I mean,
I just got chills
We
when you
talk
said
about
that.
it often, we
yeah,
talk about it really often. If I was still a behavioral consultant and I wasn't walking in the house till 6 p.m., like the amount of life I would have missed.
Mm.
yes.
And it can make me emotional. So I'm super grateful that we had this vessel, that somebody offered it to us, that somebody wasn't afraid to ask us to join this mission, and that, we leaned in and changed our life. I mean, here we are 8 years later.
I say it very simply, thank God we said yes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we said no a lot before we said yes.
Did.
It's funny because I look back and I never thought I'd be a coach. I was like, who would I help?
Right.
And then all of a sudden, 12 years later, I can't imagine my life without it.
Right.
And guys, thank you. Natalie, Frank, thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming on tonight and sharing with us. Join us next week for our weekly reset. We're going to be talking about structure. Just like what Natalie was talking about, we're coming into a season where structure is your friend. So you will not want to miss next week. Join us same time, same place. And this week, do one thing that will change your life and the lives around you forever. Have a great rest of your week, you guys. Bye,
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Bye.